A 20-year-old conscript, Narek Torosyan, died last week while serving in Armenia's armed forces. Two fellow soldiers have been arrested, an investigation is underway, and as happens after every such tragedy, there are calls for accountability and reform. Sadly, this is not an isolated case. Hello, my name is Maria Titizian, and welcome to It Has to Be Said. According to the Helsinki Citizens Assembly Vanatsor office, 30 servicemen have died in Armenia's armed forces in the first 7 months of this year alone. None of those deaths occurred in combat. Let's be clear, even the world's most advanced militaries experience non-combat deaths. So the question isn't whether non-combat deaths can be eliminated entirely. The question is whether they are treated as inevitable. For too long, Armenia's military operated behind a wall of secrecy. For a time, perhaps this was understandable. The country was at war, institutions were still being built, and national security often meant saying as little as possible. But over time, parents began asking difficult questions about why their sons were dying far from the front and why investigations were oftentimes so inconclusive. Civil society organizations spent years documenting military deaths, representing families, and by doing so showed that accountability is not a threat to the army. It's essential to making it stronger. That work changed the conversation. And then came 2020, and then came the loss of Artsakh. These events fundamentally changed how Armenians view their armed forces. Today, Armenia is rebuilding its military, acquiring new weapons, reforming doctrine, and strengthening partnerships. But modernization isn't only about drones, missiles, or military hardware. It's also about institutions. A modern military doesn't simply investigate deaths after they happen. It asks why they happened, what can be learned, and how can they be prevented. Every tragedy should trigger not only a criminal investigation, but an institutional review of command culture, training, leadership, and mental health support. And the Ministry of Defense must demonstrate that those lessons are in fact being learned. So, oversight, transparency, and accountability are the foundations of a professional army worthy of the trust that society places in it. Because after everything Armenia has endured, rebuilding the military isn't only about acquiring new capabilities. It's about strengthening the institution itself. And that means ensuring that every non-combat death is investigated thoroughly, discussed honestly, and followed by real action to prevent the next one. And that has to be said.